Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Katie and I'm the Organic Esthetician. I'm super excited to announce that the OE now has its very own online store. So if you head over to my website, theorganicesthetician.com, you can now shop a selection of some of my favorite organic skincare, facial tools, and devices. So today's video is going to be a tutorial showing you how to use the Anma tool. So this is something I'm retailing over at the OE shop. It retails for $55 and is a fantastic tool for improving not only the overall health of your skin, but your fascia and your facial muscles. So this funny little guy can be used to release tension and tightness in the fascia. It can also be used to drain lymph, and it increases microcirculation. So your skin will get this nice glow, which you can see I have right now. I just finished a treatment. And that blood flow is full of oxygen and nutrients, so incredibly important for healthy skin. So your fascia is this thin layer of connective tissue that covers and supports every bone, organ, blood vessel, everything in your body. And it looks almost like a spider web underneath the surface of your skin. It moves in various directions. Different things can make your fascia tight and get twisted. Fascia really loves hydration. You want nice hydrated fascia to keep it healthy. So before we get into this tutorial, make sure that you're drinking lots of water. Trauma from an accident, workouts, sitting too long, all of this can lead to tight fascia. And in the long term, it can actually cause a lot of pain and discomfort if your fascia is twisted in a certain direction. It can also limit mobility. On the face, tight fascia can actually pull the facial muscle. So not only will it contribute to fine lines and wrinkles, it can also cause sagging. Tight fascia on the neck, trapezius, and across the chest can actually contribute to gel formation as well. The Anma tool was designed by Jane Mann. She's a Las Vegas-based esthetician who I really admire. She has a studio there, but she also does a lot of education. So she does direct-to-consumer education here on YouTube. She has her own channel. I'll put a link to it down below. And she also offers a lot of professional education for estheticians. Jane has a bunch of video tutorials over on her YouTube channel showing you how to use the Anma tool. I thought I would take a lot of her tips and tricks and put them all together in a single video. I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways to use this little tool to improve the health of your skin, minimize fine lines and wrinkles, and keep your fascia and your muscles healthy. Almost anyone can use this tool, any skin type, any skin concern. I will say if you have open lesions on the surface of your skin, just like with gua sha, you want to avoid any friction over those areas. If you have a lot of congestion on the lower part of your face, working the neck and chest is going to be a great way to help reduce some of the stagnation that can contribute to that congestion. And if you are someone who shouldn't be doing a lot of detoxification, whether you're pregnant or you have some sort of medical condition, I would probably avoid using the Anma. Always consult your medical provider before you add in any sort of device or tool into your skincare routine. I'm going to start by using the fingers of my Anma to activate microcirculation, which is going to bring blood and oxygen to the skin, and it's going to help release tension in the fascia. When I'm using the fingers, I always want to make sure that I have some sort of slip on my skin. I'm going to apply my everything oil. This is an organic prickly pear seed oil. I retail this at the OE shop as well. And this is one of my all-time favorite facial oils for sensitive, irritated skin. Prickly pear seed oil has the highest natural concentration of vitamin E of any plant oil, and it's non-comedogenic. I'm going to use about 4 drops, and I'm going to press it into my skin, and I'm going to put it down on my chest as well. So you're not dripping with oil, but there's just a little bit coating the surface, which is going to allow for less irritation on the surface of the skin. Okay, so I'm going to put my hand straight through this little opening between the spine and the fingers. And I'm gonna start at the back of the neck. I'm gonna help release this occipital ridge area where your skull meets your neck. I'm gonna take my hair out for this. And we're just gonna start raking back and forth really gently. We're using a level 1. And this is gonna help release some of those fluids. You're gonna come down the side of the neck and work the trapezius, this muscle that runs back here. I'm gonna come down onto my chest and work my chest a little bit. Open this all up. Come in at the collarbone. Start working the neck. Come up underneath the jaw and onto the jaw. You can work right in front of the ear. If you get tightness through this masseter region, you can kind of spend a little extra time here. This feels really good. Underneath the eyebrow, this is a area that we all hold a lot of tension, say other than the neck. It can feel a little sensitive working around the eye area. And then up into the scalp. This frontalis muscle connects all the way back here. So going over your scalp is going to be a really great way of releasing some of that tension that we hold in our forehead or between our brows. And then you want to come and do it on the opposite side. So this can be done over a facial oil, as I just showed you, or I also love using it over a cleansing oil, and again in the shower with water alone. You can do this while you're watching TV. It's such a simple way to help improve not only your fascia and your muscles, but also your skin. It's a quick treatment that's going to offer a lot of results at home. Now I'm going to work the jawline. I'm going to use the back of the neck. So it's this little space between the thumb and the first finger, and it's the perfect size to glide along the jawline. So I'm just going to hold and glide out. You can take the fingers and just do little scoops underneath the jaw. And then you can use the fingers and just very gently work back and forth along the jawline. A lot of stagnation can collect kind of inside underneath that jawbone, and then just very gently above the jaw. And then I'm going to bring that down. And then I'll just drain down with the spine of the tool. For addressing the eye area, specifically along the brow bone, I'm going to use either the back of the neck or in between two of the fingers. So if you use the back of the neck, it'll look like this. You could also go right in between the fingers. You can just go back and forth very gently. The orbicularis oculi is a sphincter muscle, so it totally encircles the eye socket. And because it's a sphincter, you can work it from both directions. So you could also use the spine, hold with one hand, and very gently You're just going to stretch out using the level 2 pressure, giving the nice little stretch. And then I'm going to go back the opposite direction, doing the exact same thing. Look at the lift I was able to get by just relaxing this area. So I'm also going to support here and kind of stretch up this way. Again, not super firm pressure. And then I'm going to support underneath and just kind of glide up. Underneath the eye, you can support and just use that edge of the spine to very gently drain and relax this area underneath the eye. Crazy difference, right? And then you're going to do it again on the opposite side. For any areas where you might have a fine line or wrinkle, you're just going to go back and forth very gently. Right over that line in the surrounding area. And I'm just using my other hand to support. On the upper lip. And just using the top fingers very gently back and forth. If you have a lot of horizontal lines across your forehead, and this is a main area of concern for you, a great way to address lines here is by addressing the rest of this muscle. So your frontalis connects all the way back down here, and there's tons of fascia all over your scalp. So a great way at releasing the tension in your forehead would be to actually work back here at the occipital ridge in that back and forth raking motion and working all over the scalp. That's going to really help relax this tension and minimize these lines. Now we're going to use the spine to drain. I really love doing this after I've done that back and forth cross friction with the fingers. If you've watched any of my gua sha tutorials, this will look a little familiar. I'm going to hold my Anma by its fingers, and you can do all the same movements. So you can start at the back of the spine and glide up towards the hairline. You can come down here to the center of your chest. Again, we're just working at a level 1, draining out towards the underarm. You can do like a little pump here to help activate that lymph node. Then I'm going to come up underneath the jaw, support, and gently glide down. Again, you can do a little wiggle when you get to the clavicle. And I'm going to repeat each movement 3 times. And move move inward. And move onto the chin. And then repeat it on the other side. There are tons of acupressure points on your face. These pressure points are usually along meridian lines. So there are meridians that run through your body, and by activating a point on your face, you can actually activate different organs or different other functions that are happening elsewhere in the body. So again, lots of different acupressure points on the face. I'm going to show you a couple that I like to do. So this sequence is really great for addressing any fine lines or wrinkles in the skin. I'm going to be using the thumbs of my Anma. These are fantastic at working pressure points on the face. So you can use one or you could use two at the same time. I'm going to start with one at the tail of the brow, and I'm just going to move in a gentle circular motion. For a few seconds. Then I'm going to move here next to the nostril. You can take a couple deep breaths in as you do these. Then I'm going to move right here in front of the ear. And then at the side of the mouth. And then repeat on the opposite side. For brightening, there are two acupressure points. The first is directly down from your pupil underneath your cheekbone. And the next is above your brow, kind of between your brow and the hairline, over the arch. And then repeat on the opposite side. Another way to utilize the thumbs is to come in any area of tension. This is especially great here at the masseter. Great if you have TMJ, if you clench, and you can kind of just work the thumbs together I would say you're in between a 2 and a 3 with your pressure. Shouldn't hurt, but you're just kind of releasing this tension in here. Now we're going to utilize the spine of the Anma, and we're going to create a nice deep stretch. This specific movement is something I've been really enjoying adding into my own routine, specifically on the platysma, which is this big muscle that runs from the cheekbone down to the clavicle, and my trapezius, which comes up here underneath the occipital ridge and runs down the back of the neck and shoulder. So unlike some of the other movements where we apply facial oil to give slip on the skin, I'm actually going to apply a facial serum to create a slight tackiness on the surface. This will allow a little bit of resistance so that the tool doesn't slip too quickly, creating a longer, deeper stretch. I'm going to use Lucerne Labs Serum Absolute We3. So this serum is your Botox alternative. This formulation is clinically proven to reduce the length, width, and depth of fine lines and wrinkles with a collection of neurotransmitter peptides. These peptides work to inhibit muscle contraction. So normally this would be a spot treatment. I only put it where there's a fine line or wrinkle that I want to help relax. But because I'm going to be working on this deeper area, I'm going to use it to help give my muscle a deeper release. So I'm going to take a pump of serum and apply it all the way down the lower part of my face and neck. I'm going to do it on the other side too. These are water-based serums. They're non-comedogenic, and I retail Lucerne as well if anyone needs anything. Or if you want to purchase Lucerne directly, I have a discount code that works on their website. I'm going to let that dry in the skin, and I'm going to start at the back of the neck. So I'm going to be, again, using the spine. I'm going to hold my tool by its fingers, gripping it like this. And I'm going to find where my occipital ridge, where your skull meets your neck, kind of creates a little crease. So I'm going to put my tool underneath my hair so I have less slip. And I'm going to move my head until I find that little crease where your skull meets your neck. Just these kind of gentle movements. Now, once I've found that spot, I'm going to use the tool to apply medium to firm pressure. And I'm going to hold it there. Think of it as kind of like a trigger point release. If it's super uncomfortable, it really means that you need this release. So go in slowly. Don't go heavy from the beginning, and ease into the pressure and feel that muscle kind of relax. Then I'm going to, with my opposite hand, kind of hold the skin above where my tool is, and using the weight of my tool, not my hand to drag it down, but the weight of the tool, I'm going to slowly let it stretch down. And this is going to be a really slow movement. And you're essentially letting the weight of the tool and the resistance from the muscle move your hand. It's a really nice stretch. Now I'm going to move the tool just underneath the jawbone. I'm going to support with the opposite hand. And I'm going to do the same thing, slowly stretching down. Not a lot of pressure. And you're kind of pulling up with this hand as the tool glides away, giving it a really nice stretch. And you're going to move in underneath the jawbone and do the same thing. Now we're going to move up onto the face, still using a level 2 pressure. So you're going to support at the jawline, and then we're going to slowly stretch away from the support. And do that over here as well. You're just giving your fascia a nice, deep, long stretch. And you can come all the way up. And then repeat all of that on the opposite side. The Anma has become a big part of my hair care routine as well. And so I thought I would walk you through my kind of daily hair care routine. I use my Anma with GM Reverie's Cake. This is a scalp tonic. It hydrates and balances the pH of the scalp. It uses rose and rosemary hydrosols along with apple stem cells. So it's non-greasy. I actually feel like since I started using this, I'm washing my hair less often and my scalp is less itchy, which is one of the main reasons that I bought this in the first place. I use this every day and I'm going to show you how I use it with my Anma. So I'm going to take my hair out. So I'm going to take one full pipette and I'm going to distribute it through my hair. So I just kind of drop it down my part and then I kind of create partings and put it along the hairline. Then I'm going to take my Anma, I'm going to use the fingers, and I'm going to rake back and forth over my head, starting at the hairline, working back. And I'm using probably about a level 2. And so not only am I getting a nice little scalp massage, releasing some of that tight fascia, but I'm also distributing the cake. Scalp health equals hair health. That feels so amazing. And then obviously you need to brush your hair because you look crazy. There are so many different ways to use this tool, but I hope showing you a few of them was helpful and maybe got you excited about using the Anma at home. Even I fight resistance when it comes to skincare, and having things that are quick, that are multifunctional, that pack a big punch is what I'm always looking for when it comes to my skincare routine. So I hope you all enjoy the Anma as much as I have. I have a blog post that's accompanying this video. I will put the link down below, and I'll put a link to the OE shop where you can purchase your very own Anma. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you subscribe. All right, everyone, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.